There is a kind of beauty that doesn't walk into a room asking for attention, and yet, somehow, everyone looks. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't beg for approval. It doesn't explain itself. It simply exists. And here's the part most people never admit out loud: that kind of beauty is rare. So rare that when we encounter it, we feel it before we understand it. Have you ever passed a woman on the street and, for a brief second, felt something shift inside you? Not because of what she was wearing. Not because she looked like a magazine cover. Not because she was trying to impress anyone. But because there was something about her. Something impossible to copy. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what you're about to hear might completely change the way you see yourself. And if you truly listen until the end, you may discover that the beauty you've been chasing has been within you all along. Take a slow breath in. There is a silent myth that traps many glamorous women. The myth that beauty must be displayed, proven, constantly validated. As if it were a competition against algorithms, trends, and expectations that change every single day. Post more. Show more. Impress more. Reveal more. But what if the most unforgettable beauty does the opposite? What if the beauty that lingers in memory is the one that doesn't try? The most powerful beauty is not the one that shouts. It is the one that remains. The one that leaves an imprint. The one that echoes long after you've left the room. Unforgettable beauty begins with presence. Presence is when you walk into a space and you don't attempt to be noticed, you simply are. It's when your energy arrives before your words. It's when your gaze communicates confidence before you say a single sentence. Women who are unforgettable understand something most never realize. True elegance does not seek approval. It creates admiration. And maybe you're wondering right now, how do I develop that? The answer is simpler and deeper than you think. Unforgettable beauty is built from the inside out. This is not about surface-level self-esteem. It's not about repeating affirmations in the mirror or forcing positivity. It's about a quiet awareness of your own value. A calm certainty about who you are. When a woman carries that certainty, something subtle and magnetic happens. Her movements become softer. Her posture becomes grounded. Her smile becomes genuine. Her voice becomes captivating without effort. People notice, even if they can't explain why. There's another fascinating detail: unforgettable beauty is never extreme. It's not exaggerated. It's not faded into the background. It is balanced, refined, intentional. Think about the women who left a mark on your memory throughout your life. Chances are, none of them were desperately trying to prove they were beautiful. They knew. And because they knew, they didn't need to display it. This brings us to something incredibly powerful: mystery. Mystery is one of the strongest triggers of attraction. Not because it hides everything, but because it reveals slowly. The unforgettable woman does not give away every layer at once. She allows herself to be discovered over time. That rhythm creates curiosity. And curiosity creates fascination. In a world obsessed with instant exposure, being loud is revolutionary. Authenticity is another rare jewel. We live in a culture saturated with copies, filters, personas, and performances. To be real, genuinely real, has become uncommon. And what is uncommon automatically becomes valuable. The unforgettable woman does not mold herself to fit every standard. She understands that her uniqueness is her greatest distinction. Her laughter, her expressions, even her small imperfections. Those details form a signature that cannot be replicated. And here is something few people talk about: unforgettable beauty is deeply connected to how you feel about yourself when no one is watching. When you treat yourself with kindness, it shows. When you respect yourself, it radiates. When you admire who you are becoming, it transforms your energy. Your vibration shifts. Your presence shifts. And the world responds differently. There is also the power of calm. In a restless, overstimulated world, the woman who moves with tranquility stands out effortlessly. Not because she is slow, but because she is conscious. She speaks while looking into someone's eyes. She listens with genuine interest. She smiles with intention. She moves with grace. Calm communicates security. And security is irresistible. Another essential layer is emotional elegance. Unforgettable women are not women who never feel deeply. They are women who know how to navigate emotions with maturity. They don't need impulsive reactions to prove strength. They understand that true power lives in composure. There is something profoundly captivating about a woman who can remain centered while the world around her rushes. It signals depth. It signals inner strength. It signals control. And then we arrive at perhaps the most fascinating aspect of all, the ability to make others feel special. Because unforgettable beauty is not about appearance alone. It is about impact. It is about how someone feels in your presence. Do they feel seen? Do they feel heard? Do they feel valued? When you create that emotional experience for others, you create memory. And memory creates permanence. There is also power in silence. Not every kind of beauty needs explanation. Sometimes silence communicates more than 1,000 words. A confident glance. A subtle smile. An elegant posture. These things speak without sound. And that is exactly why they endure. Attention to detail plays a role too. Not exaggerated detail, but intentional detail. A subtle fragrance. Well-kept hair. A thoughtfully chosen outfit. The softness in the way you express yourself. None of it screams. But together, it enchants. Time itself becomes an ally. Unforgettable beauty is not dependent on youth. It evolves. It matures. It deepens over the years. Women who truly leave a mark become more interesting with time, not less. Because their beauty is tied to experience, to wisdom, to the stories they carry within them. Which leads to an important reflection: unforgettable beauty is not a destination. It is a daily construction. It lives in the choices you make when no one is observing. In how you nourish your mind. In how you position yourself in life. In the respect you offer yourself. Silent confidence is another powerful trigger. Not performative confidence. Not loud declarations of worth. But the quiet kind that does not need to announce itself. The unforgettable woman does not try to convince anyone of her value. She lives as someone who knows what she deserves. And that changes everything. Gratitude adds another layer of luminosity. When a woman appreciates who she is and what she has, her beauty becomes lighter. Not perfect, but radiant. Lightness draws people closer. It creates comfort. It creates warmth. It creates magnetism. Emotional intelligence elevates everything. The unforgettable woman reads the room. She understands nuance. She responds with sensitivity. She doesn't need to dominate every conversation to be interesting. Often, her attentive listening is what leaves the deepest mark. Because deep connections are never forgotten. Purpose also shapes beauty. A woman who knows what she wants from life carries directed energy. There is focus in her gaze. Intention in her decisions. Authenticity in her journey. Purpose commands admiration. And then there is vulnerability. Not weakness, humanity. The courage to feel. To open. To be real. Vulnerability makes beauty tangible. It makes it relatable. It makes it powerful beyond aesthetics. What is human, touches. Self-love, the quiet kind, is essential. Not the performative version displayed for validation, but the daily practice of healthy boundaries, conscious choices, genuine self-care, private discipline. That kind of love creates an aura that cannot be faked. And now we reach the heart of it all. Unforgettable beauty is an experience, not an appearance. It is felt before it is seen. It is remembered after it is lived. It is perceived even in absence. Take another slow breath. What if the beauty you've been striving to perfect externally was never meant to be loud? What if it was meant to be cultivated internally? Imagine how your life would shift if you saw yourself through a gentler, more conscious lens. Imagine the difference in your posture, in your relationships, in the way you enter a room. When you understand that your beauty does not need to be loud to be powerful, something inside you relaxes. The need to prove fades. Comparison loses its grip. Authenticity takes space. And in that space, magnetism is born. Before we close, let's gather the essence of what truly makes beauty unforgettable. Presence, authenticity, mystery, emotional elegance, silent confidence, purpose, calm, attention to detail, emotional intelligence, genuine self-love. These are not formulas. They are invitations. Invitations to a journey of self-discovery that transforms not only how you see yourself, but how the world responds to you. If something in this message resonated with you, perhaps it is a sign that your unforgettable beauty is already awakening. And the more you cultivate it, the more natural your magnetic presence becomes. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these qualities resonated most deeply with your essence? What insight made you reflect differently about your own beauty? Write it in the comments, because your perspective may inspire another woman who is walking this same path of discovery. And if you want to continue exploring content that strengthens your confidence, your elegance, and your feminine magnetism, make sure to subscribe to this channel right now. That way, you won't miss the next videos that can transform the way you see yourself and position yourself in the world. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Always remember, your beauty does not need to be loud to be powerful, it needs to be true to be unforgettable. I'll see you in the next video.